Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to the first episode of the Game Shelf.
Oh my. It's hard to believe it, isn't it? It's been 2 very long years. All that time has passed since one day I thought to myself, I'm gonna make YouTube videos. A lot of things have happened since then, and so many things have changed. Except for one thing. My undying passion for video games. I started this channel with one thing in mind. I want to express my love for them. I want people to feel curiosity for new things so they can feel the same emotions I did. Why am I so passionate about this game? Why does this Solar's existence makes me mad? I said this before. When it comes to video games, the most base thing I look for is fun, which is totally okay. Sometimes all you want is to shut off your brain and forget about your worries. There's a lot of games like that who I hold in high regards. But if we go deeper than that, I want to find what other kind of emotions they can induce in me. A perfectly executed scene that can break me into tears. A boss battle that tests all that I've learned to the point where every blood cell in my body starts to shake. Or simply find myself lost at the beauty of a game's art style. I yearn for these moments, because when a game does that extra to keep my attention, that's when I start to feel the effort that the developers put into it. It's a sensation I can't exactly describe, but it leaves me hoping for more. What else can come from these people's heads so they can provide something memorable? And that is my goal, aside from entertaining people. I want to analyze a game, be as objective as I can with its strengths and weaknesses, and talk about how that reflects on me based on my personal preferences. But it's not an easy task, I'll be honest with you. Making these videos takes some real dedication, and today, I'll show you how it's all done. If you wanna start creating content, you'll never know. Maybe this video will give you the basis so you can start your own channel. First and foremost, you need the right tools. The most basic ones I use are my capture card, a microphone, a camera, and some hardware with the right software. Of course, these are just the basic instruments. There are so many other tools that help me to better the quality of the video. Like my trusty tripod. It may be small, it may have broken 7 times, but it gets the job done. After that, it all comes down to coming up with an idea. It can be something I want to talk about, a game I'm currently playing, or hell, sometimes something simple like a react helps to fill the shoes while I'm unable to make a full video. Once I've realized the idea, I get to work on a script. If it's something I'm already confident enough, then I get to work on that. But if it's something that I'm not very clear on, like a new game per se, naturally I'm gonna play it first and get footage of it to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And with that, I start working on the script now that I have everything fresh on my mind. Writing a script is a vital component in making videos. They help to keep order, to keep clear ideas, and to reduce the possibility of repeating stuff I've already said. With scripts, there's 2 things I always try to keep in mind. Only go to details when absolutely necessary. Never drag on something that can be explained in a few words. Nowadays, we live in a busy world that moves so fast. Unfortunately, people don't have as much time as they used to. That's why I try to keep my videos between the 10 and 15 minutes mark. Most of the time, of course. If I drag on, then the viewer will get bored and put his mind in something else. Why do you think I don't do story summaries anymore in my reviews? Because it's not necessary. If I get a viewer interested, then they'll play it themselves. That's why nowadays I only make small comments on them, to give a general idea of what people can expect and how it made me feel. And the other important point, and I can't stress this enough, don't force jokes. Comedy is subjective, and not everyone will take it the same way. There is nothing wrong with throwing in a joke to lighten up the mood and keep the viewers' attention, but never force one on every paragraph. I bet you're cringing right now. That's what happens when you force jokes every time. After that, it's always a matter of analyzing the best and worst aspects of every game, have coherency with my words, and make sure to not contradict myself. Then comes the hardest part, recording. And I split it in two sections, recording just my voice, and then recording myself in front of the camera, and both instances come with their own problems. When it comes to voice, there's three aspects I take care of. Pacing. I could just go really fast, really slow, or talk at the right speed so I can be very clear with what I'm saying. It's evident that I have an accent because of my native tongue, so pacing helps a lot to get around the inherent flaws that come with it. Notice how whenever I pronounce certain words, I have a tendency to slow down to give clarity to what I want to say. Volume. I don't want my voice to be deprived of its moment because the background noise of the video is louder. It's important to let oneself be heard, but it's also just as important to not hurt the ears of whoever is watching me. Pitch. If the voice lacks pitch, then there's a lack of impact with every delivery and the video becomes monotonous. When you combine these three, then the video acquires emotion. You can tell how the reviewer feels if its voice reflects it. Of course I'm gonna talk slower if I am bored. Of course I'm gonna raise my voice when I'm excited. And the pitch is what complements them, because it helps me to give emphasis to what I want you to pay attention to. These elements are just as important when I record myself. But here I also express emotion throughout movements and facial expressions. And if I'm honest with you, to this day it still gets complicated for me at times. But I'll talk more about it later. And then comes the final phase, which is editing the video. If you want my advice, get Sony Vegas. It's easy to understand, it's very user-friendly, and has the right tools to get the job done. After so many hours of cutting video clips, analyzing audio, getting background music, and other elements I require, make sure everything is in order, and up to YouTube it goes. What I just gave you were just some of the most basic aspects I take when doing a video. Because of my current situation, my budget is very limited, if not a straight up zero. But that's why I always try to find a way around my limitations. For the most part, this is a one-man's job. But there's only so much I can do on my own. Thumbnails, edits, certain scenes, those are the moments where I gather my friends to help me. These videos wouldn't be possible if it weren't for them. And that's another thing I advise. Never be afraid to ask for help. And the one thing you should always keep in mind is, be yourself. Making game reviews is unfortunately an oversaturated market. When you upload a video, you are not just selling a product. You are selling an image, yourself. People will support you because of your views and personality. There's a huge difference between being inspired by someone and trying to be that person. If you try to be someone you're not, then people will notice, and then they will opt to support the original one. Do you know why I can't stand to watch my first videos anymore? Because I was trying to be like Some Call Me Johnny. I'll tell you something, the Angry Video Game Nerd and Johnny are my two biggest YouTube inspirations. Unfortunately, I took that a bit too far when I started doing this. I wouldn't call them carbon copies, but the similarities between my early videos and Johnny's are more than evident. Nowadays, I feel like I've acquired my own style, one that I'm more confident with the more videos I upload. The reason I don't delete them is to keep them as a reminder of what I should not do, and to keep them as evidence of my growth. And that's the last thing I'll tell you. Don't be afraid. Your first video may be awful, the next one may be bad, but they'll keep getting better and you'll keep growing. These are just trials that you'll consistently overcome to deliver the best possible product you can to your viewers. Even if it sounds like I'm 100% confident in what I do, I know I can still grow even more. To this day, I still get a bit nervous when I'm in front of the camera. But there is no shame in admitting that, cause I know I'll keep getting better. It's a natural part of life. And if you follow the same path as I do, it'll be the same. Time and experience will help us to make the best content we can do. All for the sake of entertaining people. It all happened so fast. My channel may still be small after all this time, and that bums me a little if I am honest. But after I overcome that feeling, the fire ignites once again. I get excited to make a new video that people will enjoy. And as long as it is within my power, I'll keep doing it. Because it's the one thing I feel true passion for. So, what else can I say other than thank you? Thank you for sticking with me all this time. And I hope there is a bright future for this channel. And I'll be more than glad to have all of you accompany me. So, to end the video on a good note, how about a compilation of all the times I physically injured myself while making these videos?
I'll make you eat those words!